Hello, and welcome to Budget Commander. On this channel, we'll discuss Magic the Gathering topics with a focus on playing Commander on a budget. We'll cover things like deck building, top cards, deck techs, and more. Let's get started. Hello friends, today we have an Arahbo Roar of the World deck tech for you. This is a budget deck tech, specifically 2DH, meaning all the cards in the deck are $2 or less, with the exception of the commander, who is $5 or less. Arahbo is a 5 to cast 5/5 cat avatar, and he reads Eminence. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if Arahbo Roar of the World is in the command zone or on the battlefield, another target cat you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So he can do that from the command zone. He likes cats. If he's on the battlefield, he has the added text of, whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay 1 green and white. If you do, it gains trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. So double the creature's power and give it trample. The goal of this deck is to put a bunch of cats on the table, equip those cats by getting them real pumped up, and then swing real aggressively with those cats to kill our opponents off with combat damage, trying to be really fast. Arahbo does not want the game to go on long. So you usually need to latch onto one opponent and knock that person out, then move to the next player, knock that person out, and hopefully you've been able to get enough benefit off of killing everybody else that you're able to finish off the last person without too much trouble. If you like cats or tribal decks are your thing, you probably want to give this deck a go. We're going to start off with the core stuff, so our consistency, our cards that provide acceleration, and our cards that give us control. The first up is acceleration. We have Farseek, Rampant Growth, and Search for Tomorrow, which all get us a land to the battlefield early. Farseek is only going to get a plains. Rampant Growth can get either plains or forest, and then Search for Tomorrow can get us plains or forest. It also has the added benefit of being able to cast it for a single green, which means we suspend it for 2. So 2 turns later, each turn we remove a suspend counter, and then we get to essentially cast that card when there's no longer any suspend counters. Great turn 1 play. Kodama's Reach, Cultivate, and Explosive Vegetation also help us get us lands to the battlefield early. Explosive Vegetation is going to get 2 of them. Cultivate and Kodama's Reach only get 1 to the battlefield early, but they also get us 1 to our hand. So help us play those lands every single turn and also thin our deck just a little bit. Sakura Tribolder, we can sack it to get another land to the battlefield early. And then Yavimaya Elder is going to help fix our colors. If he dies, we can search our library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them into our hand, then shuffle our library. We can actually make him die by paying 2 and sacrificing him. We'll get those 2 lands, and then we get to draw a card. So a lot of value off of 1 card right there. We only got 1 mana rock, and that is Talisman of Unity. Comes in on turn 2 and can give us either one of our colors. Cards that help us keep our hand full, give us consistencies: Mask of Memory, Heirloom Blade, and Unquestioned Authority. Unquestioned Authority is gonna cantrip, so draw us a card when we play it, and then it makes one of our creatures unblockable. Heirloom Blade gives a creature +3/+1. We're gonna put it on a cat, because most of our deck is made up of cats, and then when that cat dies, we reveal cards from the top of our library until we reveal a cat, and then put that card into our hand. So it's going to help keep our hand full. Also pumps the creature up, so good value there. Mask of Memory gives our opponents a little bit of a predicament in that they need to decide if they want to block and allow us to draw 2 cards and discard 1. Or, sorry, if they want to take combat damage. If we deal combat damage with the creature that's equipped with the Mask of Memory, we get to draw 2 cards and then discard a card. We're pumping up that creature with Arahbo, so they're usually deciding between allowing you to get those 2 cards and discard a card, or losing their own creature. So not good choices there. Snake Umbra is gonna help us draw cards in that whenever the creature that's is wearing the Umbra deals combat damage, they get to draw a card. It also gives the creature +1/+1, and it has totem armor, which means we can sack it to draw an extra, sack the aura to keep the creature it's equipped to alive, so prevent it from dying. Harmonize draws us 3 cards, and Soul's Majesty is going to draw us cards equal to the power of target creature we control. So you want to make sure and wait until your second main phase after Arahbo has pumped up one of your cats to cast Soul's Majesty. We have a couple tutors. Open the Armory and Tajnar Swordsmith are going to be able to search our library for an aura or equipment and then put them into our hand, which is great. Tajnar is pretty expensive in that he costs 4 and then you have to pay an additional X. But if you got extra mana floating around, great way to get an extra card. And you can also pull out there's some that cost just 1, so you can get some extra value out of him for not very much. Equipments you might want to get with those are Stoneforge Masterwork, which gets +1/+1 for each cat we have. Hero's Blade gets +3/+2 to something. Inquisitor's Flail makes a creature deal double damage, so that helps speed up the game. We like that. We want to end the game quickly. Loxodon Warhammer gives +3 and +0. More importantly, Trample, because our opponents are going to probably just chump block those huge creatures if they can help it. Lifelink is an added bonus. Quietus Spike gives a creature Death Touch, but what we like more is that whenever the creature wearing or holding the spike deals damage to a player, that player loses half of their life rounded up. So you can get a big swing, deal 20 damage to somebody, 21 damage to somebody. Yeah, 20 damage would be half if you're at 40 with one swing if they don't have a creature out. Otherwise, Death Touch, you're going to kill something, or if you pump that creature up and they have a lot of creatures to block because you got Trample. This is just a great value card. Sword of Vengeance also gives Trample, but First Strike, Vigilance, and Haste also +2 and 0. Forebear's Blade +3/+0, Vigilance, and Trample. Black Blade Reforged gives a creature +1/+1 for each land we control, and Fire Shrieker gives a creature Double Strike. Behemoth Sledge +2/+2, Lifelink, and Trample, and then Ghostfire Blade costs 1, +2/+2 to something. Auras, we got Shield of the Oversoul. You likely want to put this on a creature that's both colors because it will give that creature +1/+1 if they're white and indestructible. Sorry, if they're green, +1/+1 and indestructible, and then if they're white, +1/+1 and flying. Rancor is another solid aura, costs 1 to give a creature +2/+0 and trample, and then if that creature dies, we get to put Rancor back into our hand, so a harder aura to remove. Armadillo Cloak and Unflinching Courage are essentially the same card. They cost 3, give a creature +2/+2, trample, and lifelink. Indrik Umbra gives a creature +4/+4, first strike, and taunts all of our opponent's creatures. If we swing with the creature that's wearing the Umbra, all of our opponent's creatures have to block. Since we have first strike, we're likely going to be able to kill off the creatures that we want to, so get rid of their most annoying things, and it also has totem armor, so it can keep the creature alive if they would so be destroyed. Token makers, we have Pride Sovereign, Leonin Warleader, and then Kembakar Regent. Kemba has the capacity to go out of control because at the beginning of upkeep, she makes a 2/2 cat for each equipment attached to her. So you can put a bunch on here and go wide if you need to, since if you're pumping creatures doesn't work because you're not getting through for damage. Jedit Ojanen of Ephrasia is a 5/5 with Forest Walk, so it might be able to swing in on your opponents for free, and whenever he attacks or blocks, you get a 2/2 with Forest Walk. So if your opponents have Forest, you're going to be able to overrun them with unblockable creatures pretty quickly. 5 damage, 7 damage, 9 damage, on and on. Other cards that provide you some utility: Sacred Cat, Sunspear Shikari, and Adorned Pouncer. The Pouncer is a double strike creature, so it's going to be a 4/4 double strike if you use Arahbo on it. The Adorned Pouncer and the Sacred Cat both can come back from the graveyard. Sacred Cat has Embalm, you really have the lifelink, so you just get extra creatures out of it. If somebody wipes the table, you can bring them back, still pump them right away. And then Sunspear Shikari has first strike and lifelink if you equip it. So a lot of the equipment pump the creature anyway. Maybe you get +2/+0, so it's a 4/2, and then you use Arahbo on it. Now it's a 7/5 with first strike and lifelink, and you didn't have to pay a lot of mana for it, so great utility out of that creature. Leonin Shikari gives all of our equipment essentially instant speed pumps. So you can swing with stuff, see how they block, and then pay the equip cost to move your equipment around and keep your creatures alive. Sky Hunter Skirmisher is a double striker that you want to equip up. It's got built-in evasion in the flying, and then Fleecemane Lion is a 3/3 that once you make it monstrous is really hard to remove because it will have hexproof and indestructible. So even if your opponent tries to wipe the board, unless it's sacrifice or -1/-1 or -X/-X, it's likely Fleecemane Lion's going to survive it, and then the very next turn you're going to be able to pump him +3/+3, so you'd have a 7/7 swinging in, plus whatever equipment you can attach to him. Phantom Tiger is a great blocker. He just sits out there, and if damage would be dealt to him, you can just remove counters to keep him alive. Kasali Ambusher is a 2/3 that you can play for free. As long as you have a Force and Plains, it doesn't cost anything to play it, and it has flash. So flash it in at the end of somebody's turn, and then you're swinging with a 5/6, or flash it in to get a saving block. Prowling Ceropod is a 4/3 that prevents your creatures from being countered. It can't be countered itself, so a little hate on the blue mages there. Set's Tiger, Tamir Sabertooth, and Jareth are all going to help keep you alive and protect your board. Set's Tiger essentially works like a fog. You flash it in, choose a color, and you get protection from the color of your choice that turn. Tamir Sabertooth, bounce a creature to your hand that's about to die. The Sabertooth gets indestructible, so even on a board wipe you're going to be able to protect 2 creatures. Jareth can protect himself from any color, so he's really hard to remove. If he blocks, he gets +7/+7. And even if he's attacking, you can make him unblockable a lot of times by giving him protection from your opponent's colors. And you pump him with Arahbo to make him a 7/10. So really hard to remove, and he's really good at protecting you. Vines of the Vastwood, Blossoming Defense, and Stonewood Invocation are able to make your creatures untargetable. They also pump your creatures, so they help you win in combat situations, or can help you finish a player off. Great versatility in those cards. Swords to Plowshares, Condemn, and Selesnya Charm all help us remove our opponent's creatures. We can also pump a creature with the Charm if we need to. You can make a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance, but I'm not sure. I guess you probably wouldn't ever use that, but maybe you would cast that during the before combat steps, so you have an extra blocker if you needed it. Grappling Hook is great because it gives our creature double strike, and we can also finish off any creatures we want. Pump up the creature +3/+3, it's got double strike, and we can force any creature to block the creature that's holding the grappling hook. So I like that card. It's a flavor win as far as like how it plays out. Sunblast Angel is the opposite of a flavor win because it's not a cat, but it's a one-sided board wipe, which is really strong. It enters the battlefield and destroys all the tapped creatures. So untap, play your Sunblast Angel, kill all your opponent's tapped stuff. Really powerful card. Leonin Relic Warder, Kasali Pride Mage, and Return to Dust help us get rid of our opponent's troublesome artifacts and enchantments. Return to Dust can get 2 of them if we play it at sorcery speed. Kasali Pride Mage has the added benefit of giving Exalted, so if only one of our creatures is attacking, it gets +1/+1, and then the Relic Warder just banishes something until it leaves. Crushing Vines can help us get rid of artifacts or flying creatures, and then Generous Gift can destroy anything and turn that permanent into a 3/3 elephant instead. Lands, we have Blossoming Sands, Command Tower, and Selesnya Sanctuary, which give us both of our colors. Stirring Wildwood also gives us both of our colors. Mosswort Bridge enters and hides away, so look at the top 4. Put one of those into exile, and then once we have 10 or more power, we can play that exiled card. Rogue's Passage is really nice. in that it gives the creature unblockable, so it helps us just get through that extra damage. Evolving Wilds and Croson Verge help us fetch lands out. We got 14 forests and 14 plains. That finishes off our mana base. As far as stats go, this deck earns 2 stars under acceleration, 1 star for consistency, 1 star for control, and 5 stars for speed. This is a really fast deck. It's fun to play if you like tribal and that's your thing. But there's not a lot of control. You can't remove a lot of stuff. You just have to hope you can get rid of people quickly. So if that's your style, give it a go. Let me know how it plays out. And also let me know in the comments what commander you want to see a deck tech on next. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace. Thanks for watching. You can help support this channel by hitting that subscribe button. This will help keep you up to date on content from Budget Commander. If you liked the video, make sure you like the video. Leave me a comment with your thoughts on this topic. And if you think someone else could benefit from this video, feel free to share. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk with you next time.